This is Allison Friedman, a Hunter College professor who was brilliant enough to earn the title, but not quite brilliant enough to hit the mute button before saying some very, very bizarre things about Black people. Now listen, I already know what's coming. You're tired of the whole race war. Why can't we just move past it? Isn't this just propaganda? Oh, I see you right now. Stretching already. Before you pull a hamstring, running to defend this, I'm going to challenge you. For maybe the first time in your existence, to try a little integrity, a little common sense, and please people, let's make sure our brain is operating above 2%. You can do it. I believe in you. Because what you're about to hear is what happens when ignorance hops in the driver's seat of a 1998 Honda Civic. No insurance, 3 blinking lights, check engine light screaming for help. Yes. And we're all in the passenger seat. Racism is one of those things that has been on American culture since the beginning of its history. And when I say we, I mean all rational Americans, regardless of color, have had to wrestle with this dark cloud of racism over and over again. Different decades, same foolishness. It's like we're reliving chapters our forefathers fought to close. From Harriet Tubman running the Underground Railroad, risking her life so that people could be free, to modern controversies like Ryan Reynolds getting married at an old plantation and folks saying, "Oh, that's no big deal." What? This is Deadpool.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s. Dad?
It makes you pause and ask yourself, why are we still doing this in 2026? Like racism is just a vintage collectible. Like it's something you just polish up, put on a shelf, and say, nice.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are apologizing today for holding their 2012 wedding at a southern plantation. The golden couple tied the knot at Boone Hall in South Carolina, where slaves once lived before the Civil War. It's something we'll always be deeply and unreservedly sorry for. It's impossible to reconcile, the Deadpool star says in a new interview. He explains he and his bride saw the wedding venue on Pinterest and were dazzled by its beauty. Only later, he says, did they realize it had been built upon devastating tragedy.
Here's the frustrating part. There's no doubt in my mind that if we could move past these low vibrational, outdated ideas, this country could operate at a completely different level. Possibly the greatest country in the world. Who knows?
Here is Donald, here is Joe, my best friend, my best bro. Politics aside, on a spree, living life, just you and me.
Outside of that shit. Now, what I'm about to show you, if you stand for anything righteous, anything decent, this may hit a nerve. You may want to look away. You may feel your blood pressure start doing jumping jacks. You may even want to click off the video entirely. And trust me, I understand. But I encourage you to clench those butt cheeks tight, sit up straight, and continue watching. Because even in the most ignorant moments, there is always something to learn. Sometimes it can be about history. Sometimes it can be about human behavior. And sometimes it's about how not to act when the camera is rolling.
Another important part for me is our speech program. I've been receiving speech services since first grade. I attend for Goldman and 2 other students on Fridays. He delivers lessons and helps us fit those skills into our
Black
lessons.
schools that like they're
This helps
they're
us
just
become
they're
productive,
too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
independent in our class.
I mean, but apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like if you train a Black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You've got to stop.
Come on now, people. What are we doing?
I'm sorry, sweetie. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Me and many other students face our classes and with that students might not be able to.
Hey, black dude, Dr. Reggie Higgins, he almost lost his shit, bro. I see him. He trying to hold it in. Hold it in, brother. Hold it in. I feel your pain. Now I want you to pay attention to your emotions right now. How do you feel after hearing Allison say that? What did you feel? Anger, disgust, embarrassment, tension in your chest? Now here's the part that may surprise you. As ugly as this was, I was not triggered. Yeah, I know. You're shocked. What I actually felt was shame, secondhand embarrassment, and strange enough, a sense of relief. Relief that people like this are being exposed in real time. Yes. Because let's be honest, the only way to restore health to a sick society is to first identify where the infection is. Now, Allison said, if you train a black person well enough, you don't have to tell them to go to the back. Let's pause there. Because there's something to uncover here. And that's the lack of knowledge. Because this statement isn't just about black people. Because history shows you can train anyone through oppression, fear, punishment, and systems. Humans adapt to survive. That's not a race trait. That's a survival instinct. But here's what's wild to me. Even with years of education, you can accumulate degrees and still have the mind size of a tadpole. Education is not evolution. You can study for decades, write dissertations, sit on a panel, and still not challenge the small, brittle ideas that you inherited. That's the real embarrassment. Not just the words, but the fact that someone entrusted with shaping young minds never evolved her own. That's not intelligence. That's information without growth. And that's far more dangerous. Now I know what some of you all are thinking. She looks like the type of person that would say, hey, why can't I say nigga?
Why is this word used so frequently? So I just don't understand it. And I'm trying to understand it. I need help. Yes, I use nigga. I've used it. I admit it. I put the H on it to emphasize it's nigga. That, you know, nigga this, nigga please, nigga, you know, can you lend a nigga a pencil?
What kind of example are you setting for your students if you use a word that you don't want them to use?
Upon reflection, that's not good.
So after the backlash, Allison will release a statement claiming that she was just explaining systemic racism as a parent and was just simply referencing history and giving context. Okay, but that doesn't explain your first statement. They're too dumb to know they're in a bad school. I mean dumb. That's what she said. That's what you said, Allison. That's what you said. You.
Allison Friedman put out a statement. Let's read it, shall we? During the February 10th CEC3 meeting, there was a discussion about systemic racism and educational equity with references to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the work of Carter G. Woodson, as well as school closures. Separately during the meeting, as a parent, I was trying to explain the concept of systemic racism by referencing a historical example due to an inadvertent unmute part of that conversation was captured.
We got these type of people in education, bro. These type of people in power. We're in trouble. That wasn't a history lesson. That was comfort speaking. That was true, unfiltered thoughts. And maybe you thought that we would be too dumb to recognize when someone is being disingenuous. Because here's the reality. If she had never been off mute, if the world never heard how she actually thinks, it would just be a normal day. No accountability, no apologies, just another day. So again, if you were to tell me that this offended you, I would totally understand. It was offensive, but me personally, I'm no longer wounded by low vibrational insults. What sticks with me isn't the insults, it's the exposure. Because here's the takeaways. Just because college hands you credentials, just because gray hairs try to convince the world that you're wise, none of that makes you evolve. And you're only as solid as the words you whisper when you think no one is listening. That's your real resume. And sometimes Zoom tells on you. Hey, I appreciate everybody who stuck to the end of this video. I appreciate all the love I've been getting. And for the people who don't like my content and got negative things to say, as a wise man named TIP once said,
if God with me, who can be against me? Sucker can't make me suffer, just make me tough. Motivation, thinking only gonna inspire. Motivation, all you hating is fuel to my